Hey, it's Berzinsky for Beardbrand Alliance. You know, on this channel, we think that a lot of guys will look better if they venture out and grow a beard. But is your beard doing the best job possible to make you the best looking possible? A lot of guys will wear beard shapes that actually don't go with their face shape. Let's talk about face shape and what types of beard styles you should be wearing to make sure that you're looking as good as you possibly can. Stay tuned. Man can have different shapes of the face, and there are varieties even within these, but there are just some general types. We have the heart-shaped face, which is characterized by wider at the top and narrower at the bottom. Think of almost a triangle. We have the square face, which is exactly what it is, a face that is pretty much the same height as it is the same width. We have the diamond shape, which is a face that's categorized by widest here, taller, pointed at the bottom, and narrower at the top. So a narrow forehead, but wide at the cheekbone. The oblong, which is an elongated circle. So rounded at the top, round at the bottom, fairly narrow. We have a round face, which is exactly what it is, a rounder face. And then we have the oval. You lucky guys who have an oval face, you pretty much have it all. You have the most options. But let's go back and start with the heart-shaped face. Think wide at the forehead, narrow at the chin. So you want to stay away from a stubble beard, which is basically going to give you the face that you already have. You're a guy who wants to add some width to the bottom of your face. And in this case, don't be afraid to actually let the sides of your beard get a little more puffy than you naturally would think they should be. A lot of guys are worried when the new beard comes in that it's awfully wide until it gets some weight and falls down. When you have a triangular shaped face, that kind of width can work in your advantage to balance out the width that you have at the top by adding a little more width on the sides. Ultimately, you can go for the Berzinsky beard, a boxy beard, a beard that's fairly wide and straight across the bottom. So think about the width at the top, adding a little more width and dimension at the bottom. Moving on, we have the square-shaped face. Square-shaped face, also a rectangular face, depending on whether it is the same width as height. This face shape is categorized by strong jaws, the masseter muscles on the side of your jaws, a firm chin, firm jaw. This is the kind of face that actually generally looks good without a beard. But if you're going to wear a beard, it depends on how wide and long your face is. So if it is generally square, you want to add a little more length to your beard without adding a lot of width to the side. So keep your beards narrow on the side and add a little bit of length on the bottom. A boxy beard can look good here too, but you can also add a point to the beard in the front as well. If your face is more rectangularly shaped, still square with a firm jaw at the bottom, you might want to keep your beard a little shorter and a little narrower so not to elongate the presentation too much. A diamond-shaped face is exactly what it sounds like. It is narrow at the top, so maybe your temples come in, you have very wide cheekbones, and you have a pointed chin. So you do not have the width that the square or rectangular shape has with the strong masseter muscles. You might have more of a pointed chin. So with this face shape, we want to add a little more mass to the bottom of your beard. Don't be afraid to let your beard get a little wider. You want to steer away from a modern beard, which we talked about before in another video. You want to stay away from beards that are too close to the sides here. Go ahead, add some width to your beard while adding a little bit of length. So a square beard will work really well, but also adding a more rounded shaped beard that has width will flatter the face that is wide in the midsection. Avoid having high cheek lines, which brings the hair up here. This is only going to make the face look wider at the top. You can actually lower the cheek lines a little bit while adding mass here and adding some length in the front. The oblong face is actually similar to the rectangular face, but it is generally a longer face that is narrower. So with this face, you do not want to be adding a considerable amount of length to the face. So this is a face shape that does well by having higher cheek lines that cuts down on the overall length of the face. Recommend not adding considerable length to this shape. You want to keep the beard generally no wider than the widest part of your face and more of a medium beard presentation. The triangular shaped face is narrow at the top and wide at the bottom, similar to the square shaped face, but it does not have the balance that a square or a rectangle might have. You want to avoid at all costs beards that are too wide at the bottom. they're only going to make your face even look wider at the bottom. This is a face shape that does well with a modern beard presentation where it is cut closer to the jaw and has more length at the bottom. The round-shaped face has some of the properties of the triangular shaped face as well as the square shaped face without the sharp angles. A round shaped face is often as wide as it is tall, and in a lot of cases may be associated with additional weight. You want to avoid any kind of beard that draws attention to that weight in your face. We've talked about before, if you have any amount of flesh that you're carrying in the lower face, refrain from shaving your neck too high. A lot of guys think that they can manicure the bottoms of their beard in order to make it look sharper, and it only draws attention to the fleshy part of their neck. So in this case, similar to the square or the triangle, you want to keep your beard as narrow as possible in the jaw area here. The round-shaped face can actually look very good with extended length on it. When you look at the proportion of the width of the face and the length of the beard, it often will elongate the face. So once again, avoid shaving the neck too high and go ahead and add some length to that beard. And last but not least, we have the oval shape. You lucky guys can do basically whatever you want. These faces are in good proportion from the mid-face width to the overall length and height. They generally have a strong jaw without being as strong, say, as the square-shaped face. And so the world is your oyster. So go ahead and choose whatever facial hair shape you want to do. It's up to you. You can probably wear anything. Yeah, we hate you guys. Seriously, guys, an oval face can lend itself to almost any type of beard presentation, whether it be a partial beard, wearing a goatee, or a Van Dyke, to sideburns alone, to a full beard, short or long. You can do whatever you want. So what kind of face shape do you have? Do you ever think about the shape of your face as related to the shape of your beard? It's one thing that some guys never thought about, but take a look in the mirror and see if you can analyze, or you might have to look back at old pictures and see what is the shape of your face, and is your beard making your face look as good as possible? Maybe you might want to pick up that trimmer or those scissors and go at it to reduce some of the width on the side of your face. Or you might want to actually grow some length to it. Let me know in the comments below. Anxious to read them. Until we meet again.
Hey, I'm Mark. I think that Beardbrand products and the Beardbrand mission, they've really helped me kind of wear my beard and present it to the world in a way that, honestly, for the first time in my life, like, kind of makes me feel kind of handsome. You know, sometimes. But anyway, thanks, guys.